This is the Rugged Revival podcast. We're your home of the UK's country, Americana Roots music community. We're also your platform for championing independent artists and amplifying authentic music. Do you like that, Ronnie?
Yeah, that's very good. I like that. That's a little addition you make there, isn't it?
Thanks, ChatGPT. That was a good one. Anyway, as you can see, Ronnie is back on the podcast this week.
Hello.
You missed the previous week with Race Ricketts. And
I did. Gutted.
I know, yeah, he's a great dude. He missed you too. And I said to Race, I said, what do you think Ronnie's up to? He's obviously not here. What do you think he's doing? He thought you were held up at a robbery at Greg's. So what does that say about you, mate?
Well, but Race, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Well, he was wrong, in fact, because you told me you were getting your anus bleached. So apparently,
I was just getting prepared for my tattoo matching yours of John Mayer on your arsehole. So there you go.
Anyway, before this descends into chaos already, we don't often come back to the UK on the podcast, but today we have. And we've got a special guest with us, our compatriot and incredible musician. We've got Mr. Eddy Smith with us. How are we doing, Eddie? You okay, mate?
I'm very good, thanks. I've just got back from getting my anus bleached, so...
Yes, Eddie.
I'm we're good. How are you guys?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I didn't get my anus bleached just for the just for the record. But it's fabulous to have you on the podcast, mate. It's
good to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have a fellow Englishman on for a change. Yeah. So hopefully you'll get some of our jokes that might have been missed by a few of our American friends. But we'll see. Maybe it was just crap jokes we were telling Ronnie. I don't know.
I personally think it is. Yeah, just really rubbish jokes. But there we go.
Well, you never know. I'll let you know. I'll give you a score.
Please do.
Just laugh anyway. Just laugh. Entertain us.
Yeah. Anyway, Eddie, thank you so much for coming on, mate. For the listeners out there, do you want to just introduce yourself very quickly and tell us a little bit about the music?
Yeah, so my name's Eddy Smith. I front a band called Eddy Smith and the 507. We're a 5-piece, sometimes 6-piece, depending on the gig. I guess blues, country, soul, Americana outfit, and we've all known each other for I feel like 10 years, but no, it's way longer. It's way longer than 10 years, like 13, 14 years. We've been playing together. We met at university, and we've been making music ever since. Writing, releasing, gigging, touring, playing the festival circuit. We've just been going at it for quite a while now, which has been great. So.
Fantastic, mate. No, thanks for that. It's we don't like to do the stale Spotify intro because it's just a bit boring. So I tend to hand it over to you to do a better job than us. But there you go. Anyway, Ronnie, do you want to start off with your tidbits, mate?
Yes, tidbits.
Nice.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Eddie, welcome to the Rugged Revival podcast. This is where all the cowboys come. So welcome to the show tonight. It's nice to see you. Now, do I call you Eddie or do I call you TJ? Mr. 00507, Eddy Smith. Of His Majesty's Special Service. Do you like that? I thought it was quite a good job.
I love that. I've never had that before.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. Why not?
Eddie's
It'll be different.
Yeah.
Eddie, right, we'll keep with that. Anyway, enough of the horse shit. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the Rugged Revival and the first UK guest that I've actually interviewed. All the other guests have been American or Canadian or somewhere else.
Australian,
yeah, whichever, all around the world. So I do all the personal deep stuff. I ask all the personal questions. Hopefully it doesn't offend you, but Eddie, please do share with us. Where'd you come from? What was your childhood like? Give us some stories from your childhood all the way up to your adulthood, and tell us about you, if you wouldn't mind.
So I was born in Redhill, in Surrey, which is right next to Gatwick Airport. Basically, anyone that isn't from around where I'm from, who don't know the area, I say I was born next to Gatwick Airport, on the border of Surrey and West Sussex. My childhood was, to be honest, it was pretty good. I miss it. I do. I miss my childhood. It was a good time. I was born into I say like, well, a musical family. My mum grew up playing piano, and she taught me piano when I was a little kid. I was about 8 years old when she started giving me piano lessons, which was fully against my will. But obviously now I'm incredibly grateful for that. And I've got a little sister who also, she loves music. She's a teacher now. She teaches like musical theatre and things like that.
Oh wow, yeah.
And yeah, I grew up. I was surrounded by country music as a kid. My parents still are massive country music fans. We grew up listening to like, you know, Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline. I guess at the time it would have been considered modern country, like Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Randy Travis. Yeah, we were surrounded by music. I fell in love with it, and I knew from a very early age that music was what I wanted to pursue, mostly because I was shit at everything else. So music was the only thing. In fact, I remember once saying to my parents that I wanted to be an airline pilot, and most parents would have been, wow, that's great. That's a fantastic career choice. Well done, you go for it. But my parents were like, no, you would be a terrible pilot. Carry on practicing the piano, because that's all you can do. And you know what? That they were right. I do. That's the only thing that I'm good at is music, and that's, yeah, basically that's the kind of world that I grew up in was music. And I studied it at school at GCSE. Obviously, it was the only thing that I did well in school. Everything else I was like straight C's and D's, and music I did really well in. And then I went to college. I studied music technology, which is like music production, songwriting, things like that. The same at university. And I've basically never stopped. I just from a young age, from my early teens, I was like, this is what I want to do. And yeah, I knew that I would find a way to make it work, to make a career in the music industry from a young age, and I did that, and it's been great, and I'm still doing it. I'm still trying anyway, and it's just been that's all it's been really ever since. I've just been making music, performing music, touring, gigging, doing whatever I can to keep my head above water, and at all costs avoid getting a real job.
Good on you.
Yeah,
that is like a proper fully immersed from childhood all the way up to, I know, because obviously our bringing up, our childhoods were a bit different to a lot of the American childhoods, where they used to go and play in churches, and gospel was a big thing for them as well, and playing in church bands. So it's really interesting to hear where you've gone to college. You've continued that at school, and did you play any brass instruments? Did you play any?
No, never did like big band or anything
Normally
like
it's like
that.
the big band stuff, yeah.
It was always, it was piano first, and then I picked up the guitar, and then I started singing. So the singing was like my third thing that I picked up. But it's funny you mentioned the Americans having like churches. That's where they cut their teeth. I cut my teeth in pubs, which I feel
Did you? Yeah.
are like our churches in many ways.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Spot on.
You're absolutely right. I feel like I don't know if my mum is your mum and your mum is my mum, because I've done exactly the same growing up. So not in music, of course, not as good as or in talented as you, but listening to country music, obsessed with that, and going around the pubs and the clubs, being more so being dragged around the pubs and the clubs as a kid, sleeping on the pub benches because your mum and dad are getting pissed. Listening to all the bands, all the country music bands and Irish bands and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I get it. What a great childhood. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So just, is there any moment that you said, I know we talked about you going through school and you know, you're saying about keeping your head above the water with everything you've been doing. Is there a moment that you thought, this is getting pretty serious? Like, is this pretty, you know, this is getting serious now? I'm with a couple of people that I know and it's going really well. Was that moment, or is it just continuous?
It's actually been a very slow progression over the years. Of each year it seems to get better and better, and we keep sort of getting close to the point where we feel like it could go over the edge, and then it doesn't. But then the next year it does the same thing, where we feel like we're kind of getting close to where we need to be, where we want to be, and it doesn't quite happen. But then the next year it's going to be the year, and then so it's actually just been a very slow progression of growth. And I can't say there was a point where, oh, this is getting serious, but if I were to compare it to an event, I would say that the first like massive gig that we had for us anyway, obviously, you know, I say massive, we're not playing to like Taylor Swift size crowds, but there was a point where we got booked for Black Deer Festival, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, which was a huge like Americana country music festival. We got booked for that in, I think, 2021. And it was like one of the smaller stages. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We just kind of thought that we would do our usual turn up, and there'd be, maybe if we're lucky, like 10, 20 people there. And it was in a tent, and the whole thing was packed with maybe like around 1,000 people, which we just were not expecting. And for a band of our size at that time, that was such a huge deal. And it was this sudden moment of, oh, we can't just like dick around like we do in the pubs. We have to actually like perform and be good for a change. Yeah. So that was quite a moment where we thought, oh wow, okay, this could actually go somewhere. And we played the gig just like we normally do, and we seemed to get quite a lot from that. We see like our following seemed to grow. People that came to our gigs after that would always say, we first saw you at Black Deer Festival. And I've had that even now, people that come to our gigs will say, we first saw you at Black Deer Festival. So that was for us a bit of a tipping point in a way, that we sort of fell onto this scene that we at the time we didn't even know existed. We just thought, oh, we've been booked for this cool festival, like let's do it and see what happens. And yeah, I think that was probably to what you were describing, to what you were asking, that was the closest thing where I could say, okay, right, we need to, if we want to keep doing this and keep growing from this, then we need to like start really focusing and start making some proper music.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna stop ruining all of TJ's questions because I'm getting carried away talking to you. So just two more things from me. What sort of 80s child? Growing up, 80s, 90s?
90s, but thanks for the compliment.
90s. Pleasure. Yeah. No worries. Only because I'm 80s. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, 92, so pretty close to the 80s.
Well, pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of, yeah. No, good. And Thunderbirds. Did you like the Thunderbirds? Did you have the Thunderbirds in the 90s, 92?
I remember watching a few episodes of the Thunderbirds. I can't say that I've seen a huge amount, but my grandparents once for Christmas bought me a little model. It wasn't Lego, but it was like a little kind of, it wasn't even build yourself. I think it was like a build yourself kind of thing. But of the big green plane, was it like number
2?
Was it 2? I was going to say
we
2.
are like 2 peas out of a pod. I'm telling you, I had exactly the same. Yeah, scary actually.
Oh, I had that. I remember it being massive. Like it was like the size of my head.
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
Well, I think I was just a lot smaller, but
yeah,
I remember playing with that.
Eddie, thank you for sharing that with me. I'm going to hand over to TJ. Before I do, I've got to say, for everybody that's listening, incredible sound. Your unique sound, and I absolutely love it. I said to you before we come on air, if you like, or want to come on live, that some of your songs make the sort of hair stand up in a good way. It gives you that tingle of good vibes. So honestly, it's great to have you on the podcast, and I'm going to hand over to TJ and stop.
Thank you very much. It's great. Honestly, it's great to be here.
Oh, awesome. Was there any reason to the Thunderbird question, or was it just something that you come up with?
No, because I wanted to go a bit more personal, but I was like, no, do you know what? I'm going to ask if you like Thunderbirds, because I had a row with someone the other day about it.
Oh, right. I was looking behind Eddie to see if he had a picture or something.
Actually, I did have to say, I'm the only one. Instead of last year, I was all Christmas-y up. This year, I don't even have a Christmas tree. I've got no tinsel. I'm the only one.
I made an effort, look. Beautiful, wasn't it?
Mugged me off. Didn't tell me before, did you? Both of you. Anyway,
You put it up
Anyway.
today.
Oh, I did actually, yeah.
Taking it down later.
It's a pop-up one. So, no, it's awesome, mate. It's we discovered you through social media mainly. I think we said again before we came on air, how you saying that? But we kind of mix in similar circles with some of the UK crowd, whether it's the artists, promoters, some of the venues, and your name and your band kept popping up. And I said to Ronnie, I've heard a couple of snippets of what you do, right up our street in terms of the sound, the music, and we listen to a lot of that sort of country soul, Americana. We've had some awesome guests on from the States that play similar-ish music. And I think if I was to compare to anyone, it would be someone like Zach Wilkerson. You got Jesse Williams and Alex Rogers recently, who's absolutely incredible voice. And, I'd put you on a par of those guys. So, yeah, definitely go and check out Eddy. But yeah, it's I think you're a rarity as well in the UK in terms of that type of music. Unless you tell us otherwise, I'm not seeing a right lot of that more country soul coming from, this island. I mean, what's your kind of opinion on that?
Yeah, I think that that country music has certainly grown a huge amount in the UK over the last few years, which is funny because when I was like a kid in the 90s and I was listening to country and I'd go to school and I'd be like, oh, you like Johnny Cash? And they'd be like, who's Johnny Cash? And so it's great to have seen it grow as much as it has. But I think that one of the things that I always wanted to hold on to was our love for soul music and like blues and Motown. And I guess it wasn't a conscious decision to like try to combine them, but I think that's what we want to do, like is just bring all these genres that like, because like my band and I, we love all these genres like Motown, blues, soul, country, like rock and roll, and just bring them all together into one. And yeah, I feel like that's something that we it's a bit different about us, I think, in a way. And like I love so much of the music that's coming out of the UK right now, and there are so many great artists that I think are doing that and touching on that, and it's awesome. And I can send you some names if you're looking for some artists that you might want to get on this podcast that are mixing the two together. There are some like incredible artists doing it. I just think that so many of us aren't getting the airtime. We're not getting the sort of the mainstream traction that some other artists are getting, and that's fine. It's the way the music industry is, at the end of the day. But ultimately, like, I think there is a lot more of it than we realize. And even I'm still learning about new artists every day that I'd never heard of before. And I'm just like, why is this artist not on like every festival, country music, like soul festival, blues festival, whatever? Like, why are they not on every stage? But yeah, so I think there is a lot of it around. It's so difficult to find because there's a lot of stuff to get through. Before you hear of people. So
yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. And it's not just consigned to the UK. When we speak to our American friends, I think they're battling their way through the mainstream kind of pop stuff. And trying to find, more of the authentic and kind of raw music that we like, stuff from Texas, Kentucky. You don't hear it on the radio. There's certain radio stations that are playing it, but you've got to dig deep. And we've gone down the rabbit hole, and we've found so many awesome people, and it's been great to have this platform to share and say, look, go and listen to them because they should be on the radio. They should be. I mean, I don't know what they should be doing ultimately, but in our heads, they should be bigger or as big as some of these massive acts that you see selling out stadiums. So yeah, it's frustrating to see that, but it is what it is, and we can only do what we can do with our kind of platforms. But yeah, in terms of your style, mate, it's I suppose you've got to have the voice to be able to pull off kind of that soulful Motown stuff. Not everyone can, who wants to be a country artist can certainly pull that off in a good and authentic way. So in terms of your singing, mate, I'm interested to kind of hear when that came out, because you talked about the kind of piano playing, in terms of your singing, talk us through that.
So I fell in love with Joe Cocker from, I would say, my late teens. that was kind of when I decided that I wanted to get into music. And what made me want to do this kind of music, even though it's not country at all, but Joe Cocker's live performance of With a Little Help from My Friends at Woodstock in, I think it was 69, right? Just watching that video. I remember seeing it as a kid, but when you're a kid, you just kind of like, oh, whatever about everything, aren't you? But I saw that video years later as an 18, 19-year-old, and I was like, that is what I want to do. That is the sound that I want. And it was like sort of the husky voice, the just soul-filled performance, and like the backing band, the electric guitars, like the big drums, the like Hammond B3 organ just like roaring in the background, the backing vocals just absolutely just bringing everything up a whole nother level. And I was like, that's what I want to sound like. That's the sound that I like. I remember thinking to myself, like, that is what music should be, which I know that's a big statement, I know, but at the time it was just such a revelation of like, yes, I basically, everything that performance was, I've taken everything from that, apart from the tie-dye shirt. That's the only thing that I left behind on that performance. But
well, it can come back, mate.
for me, and then from there, I got into so much other like music from that era, like the 60s, the 70s, like Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke. I knew all these artists existed. Like I'd always known of these artists, but I didn't fully delve into their catalog until I was like, right, I love this. Let's hear more of this. And so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, so in terms of singing, for lack of a better term, I basically just started copying what they were doing, their phrasing, their riffs. And I guess the huskiness, I think, comes from like trying to sing in a key that you're not comfortable singing in, because all these guys, they sang in a really high key, like higher than a male singer would normally sing. And so when I was younger, I would try to reach the same notes that they were singing. Obviously, you can cover an Otis Redding song, Dock of the Bay, for example. You can cover that in a tone or two tones lower. But for me, I was like, no, I want to do it in his key. So I would keep doing it higher and higher until I could reach it in the original key. So I'd start playing it in E, and then once I got that, I'd start doing it in F. Then I'd do it in F sharp, and then I would eventually get up to G. And same with every other artist. Like that, I would cover their songs until I was comfortable, and then I would work my way up to sing in their key. And you do have to. Sorry, I realize I'm waffling now.
No,
but I realize you do have to really stretch to get a lot of these notes, and that's where I found, anyway, for me, a lot of that feeling comes from when you're singing, is just like digging down really deep to hit those notes that are sort of beyond your comfort zone. And it is basically just trying to stretch your comfort zone and get out of your comfort zone, and yeah, just keep pushing yourself, and then you end up with a voice where it sounds like you smoke 50 cigarettes a day. And, I don't even drink whiskey, really. I do sometimes, but mostly I just drink wine.
It's got cigarettes and whiskey and wine, maybe. But you spend a lot of time in a pub, so maybe that kind of helps
just
somewhat.
To that.
Yeah. No, it's always interesting to ask these questions, I think, whether it's the kind of sound that you're playing on guitar or the way that you sing, not just hearing about the influences, but your kind of roadmap to how you got there in terms of that, the end product, shall we say, or the, near the end product. So it's great. And I wonder if a lot of musicians do the same sort of thing as you to, practice and get the sound that they want. So, no, thanks for sharing that, mate. It's cool. So in terms of the... Yeah, no, it's awesome, mate. In terms of the 507, though, mate, I want to know a bit more about them. So your band, who are they? Who does it consist of? And what's the origin to the band name?
So the band consists of Josh Davies on the drums, Will Frandon on the bass, who is a Colorado, USA native. forgotten all their names now. Ricky O'Donnell. We can edit that out, right? Ricky O'Donnell on the guitar. and Ashley Webb on the guitar and harmonica. And yeah, we all met at university. We've been friends for, like I said, 14, 15 years, something like that. And we all studied music at Kingston University, Southwest London. And some of us studied, I think it was just me and Ash, actually, that studied music technology, which is like music production, songwriting, things like that. So once university finished, we decided to get together and basically start a function band and try and get some weddings. And we had this little room at the back of the college that we used to meet up in and rehearse, and we'd practice like Valerie and Wonderwall and Sweet Caroline in that room, and thinking, yeah, we'll get some wedding gigs. And then one day I came in with an original song, and we decided just to bin off all of the rehearsal aspect of rehearsing for weddings, and we just thought, well, let's just work on this. And then from then on, really, we were pretty much just an originals band where we just made our own music. And weirdly, that room that we used to rehearse in was room 507, and that is where the band name comes from. Because when we eventually, the university were like, look guys, I know that you came here for 4 years to study, but you can't use this room anymore. So they kicked us out, which is fair enough. But we thought we'd name ourselves after that very room where a lot of our first songs were born, basically, and sort of bought for the first time.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we've got so much in common. I'm originally from Kingston. I was born there, so yeah, the more we all talk, the more we got more in common. Can't even speak now.
The more we talk, the more we got more in common.
I've only had one song.
No one's ever said it better.
Poetic, that was.
Anyway, that was really good.
Anyway, I'll try and keep it together. So we know about the band now and your background. Moving on to your kind of music kind of history in terms of releases and your writing. I think it was 2019 when I did a bit of research in terms of your first EPs, A Little Too Late Part 1, Part 2 that you released. So yeah, talk to us about that kind of process, the kind of the ideas, the inspiration, and how you come to release that.
So originally we had agreed with a producer friend of ours that he was going to produce our debut album for us. I won't mention any names because it doesn't end well. But basically, we crowdfunded our first album. And we had a lot of, basically, at that time, we didn't have a huge fan base at the time, but it was basically all kind of friends and family that had donated money for us to be able to pay this guy to make our record for us. It didn't work out. He turned out to be somewhat of a con artist, unfortunately, and we didn't get the album that we basically taken all these people's money and given it to this guy, and what he delivered was about 2 years. It was 2 years later, this guy came out and said, "Oh, I can't," Well, he said here it is, or he was asking for more money, so he was saying, "I want more money, then you can have it." And then what we received just wasn't what we wanted at all. It wasn't the album that we'd envisaged making. So we paid him all this money. We never got what we wanted. So I decided basically just to kind of sack all that off and just start again from scratch. And that's when we went into the studio to record, rather than a whole album, because an entire album it's a long process and it's very expensive. We decided to do 2 EPs separately. So we went and we did that, and we still honored all of our donors people who paid. They still got everything that they had paid for, but it was 2-3 years later. So we went into the studio, recorded these 2 EPs. We recorded the first EP, and it was pretty much live. It was just, we went into a studio. It was in Acton, I believe, studio in Acton. And it was pretty much just set up the mic, set the drums, the guitars over there, the keyboards over there, play, go, record it. That's how we did it. That's how we did the second EP as well. It's all very live. And then we just went, yeah, We basically just went, oh yeah, fuck it, put it out. It's fine. It's fine, right? But that was our first experience of a studio setting. So I think we learned quite a lot from that. So by the time it came to doing the next album, the one right up to now that we released in 2023, we'd learned a lot, and we went about it a slightly different way. And weirdly, I know that I'm waffling and I'm moving on to, but the album, we're recording another album now that we're going to hopefully start releasing. Well, we are going to start releasing next year by the way of singles. But even from that, we've learned other lessons, and we're now doing taking a slightly different approach to this current record. So every time we've gone into the studio, it's been a learning process, and we've done it different every time. Slightly different, just change certain things. The first record was like completely live, all in a room, cross your fingers, good luck kind of thing. And then this latest album is going to be a little bit more sort of, how do I describe it? It's just, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but it's a bit different. It's different every time if we go into a studio.
Yeah. So apart from finding trusted people to kind of help with the process, what would you say the biggest kind of lessons learned, or things that you've changed that have helped the most?
Good question. I think honestly, it's experience, it's personal experience, and there are things that we did on the first record that I'm sure other artists would go, that was great, let's do that the same way. And I think it just depends on the kind of artist you are and the kind of music that you want to make. For us, I would say that the biggest lesson that we've learned really is just to follow your gut when it comes to making a record. If something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't right. So I think this latest record that we're working on now, for example, it's very much just, if it feels good, go with it. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect, if it's not perfectly in tune or in time. We still want it to have that raw effect where it feels live. It's a bit more controlled, in that we've got a little bit more control over the mix because we're not all in the same room playing together, so we can, there's no bleed on the microphones, for example, but ultimately we're just going with what feels good. And if you do a take and it feels right, then that's the take. It's none of this, yeah, that was pretty good, but let's do it 16 more times, just to make sure we've got it, because then it takes that sort of live feel out of it, and it takes that rawness out of it. So
yeah,
for us, it's do it until it feels good. If it feels good, then it probably is good. So leave it and let's move on,
Yeah. That's my favourite type of recording, personally. You hear the music, it sounds raw, sounds authentic, and, it just sounds proper.
Yeah.
I'm saying a bunch of words now, but in terms of that, if you compare it to like the polished Nashville sound, it's night and day, isn't it? And some people like that sound, but not for me. Yeah,
and that's a big thing that I was saying about this one and the last record. To be fair, I love the Nashville music. I will listen to it in my car because it's great, and if I'm on a long drive, I will put on some Luke Combs and I will love it, and I will vibe to it for like 3 hours. But I just want my records to sound a little bit different,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've just got to jump in very, very quickly. So we're going to refer to the original fella as Jeff. That's what we're going to refer to him. So I just want to say something to Jeff.
His name's Jeff.
Jeff, you're a bastard. And you heard it here first. But you're a bastard, and karma will catch up with you. So there you go.
Oh, you've worked with him as well? It's crazy.
Jeff the bastard. Anyway,
that's his name.
Yeah. That's our next album. Jeff the bastard.
Yeah, I love it. That. Yeah, with a front cover like that.
Yeah,
Jeff the bastard.
But yeah, they're both fantastic EPs and albums that you've released. Numerous songs that I've been jamming to this week. A little too late. I think we put out on TikTok when we did the promo, and we've got weirdly, in TikTok and I suppose on all the socials, you've got pockets of people that you've kind of made online friends with and little communities, and they're all slightly different. But the TikTok guys over there are great. They're really funny, but they know their music. So when I posted your I think it's a clip a little too late. We had some comments on that, some DMs. Who's this guy? And I was like, yeah, watch the podcast. It's another new artist. So it's up their street, and some of them are from Australia as well. So hopefully we can kind of pump things out that way.
Oh, wicked! Yeah.
But on Insta, I think we shared Lovesick because it's another great song. And it's done really well. We're not kind of homing in too much on numbers, but I think it's interesting, particularly at the point where, all these Spotify wrapped stuff's coming out. And, I find it interesting. I just like people sharing it and think, yeah, good for you, man. I don't care if you got 20 followers or 20,000. It's like you're doing your thing, you're making stuff, you're putting it out there, and it's awesome. But that's done really well. And I think when I looked, it was almost 2 million streams on Spotify alone. So is that an expectation for you? Was that really come out of the blue?
It was far from expected. Yeah, it was completely out of the blue. It was just we released, I think that was the last single that we released from the album. So the album was 10 songs. I think we released 5 singles, and that was the last one that we released. And all the other singles kind of just went onto Spotify. It wasn't playlisted or anything like that, and they just kind of sat there, as they a lot of them do, especially independent releases like us. And that one I remember checking my Spotify for Artists app, the one that gives you all like the real-time stats of how your releases are doing, and I was like, this has to be a glitch, surely, because like this isn't right. And the song got added to loads of playlists, like editorial playlists, and then from there it got added to like independent playlists, which are just like normal people that make their own playlists, but they get a big following. And the algorithms just kept picking it up, and then from that, our other songs, our album songs, also started getting picked up by playlists and like algorithms and things like that. So it really did do wonders for us, and I think a lot of people have discovered us through Spotify, which has been great. Which is one of the main benefits of Spotify, I suppose, is that it does just open the doors to people for your music to discover it, which people that otherwise wouldn't hear of it.
Yeah,
and yeah, but no, it was completely unexpected. When we were making this record, I did not expect these. In fact, I posted our Spotify Wrapped today, and I said on the post, I was like, I was not ever expecting these sort of numbers. Like, I'd never dream of getting these sort of numbers. And in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty low still. Like, if Taylor Swift was getting these numbers, she'd be like, oh, well, that's flopped, But for us, that's really good. Like,
she's an alien, though, mate. No, it's
we're over the moon. Yeah,
fantastic. It's well earned, mate, and we love to see it, particularly from the UK, kind of independent grassroots scene. That's what it's all about. Would you mind if we played a little snippet of that, just to kind of give the listeners a flavour of that, mate?
No, please do.
Happy days, right? Yeah, don't sue us when you're famous, mate, for that. So, no, it's good. It's good to just to share as much as we can on these platforms without getting in trouble. But there you go. Funny enough, you mentioned Joe Cocker earlier, and I've got in brackets here, comparisons to some of the blues greats or soul's great. And Joe Cocker's on here. I could send you my notes to prove it. So there you go. But we also talked about venues as well. So you talked about Black Deer Fest. I don't know if that's still going. There's been a few festivals lately that have really struggled and closed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their plans are for the future. I would love for it to still be going, because it's one of my favourite festivals.
Yeah, had a great rep.
Actually, we played that festival a couple of years ago, and I stayed for the whole weekend.
Oh wow!
And I spent about triple my fee on beer.
That's how they get you.
The best time.
Yeah, it's like when I was a paper boy, we used to get paid, but then we spent
That was
all
a
our
long
money in
time
the
ago,
shop.
wasn't
It was
Yeah, that's
flat
right.
cap and
God, blimey, yeah.
penny farthing.
They know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing.
They scammed me. But there's been other festivals that you played at, and I believe I read up that you were at the Long Road Festival in Leicester too.
Yes.
That looks an amazing festival. It's somewhere that we've been trying to get to, but last year we couldn't. I think it's because I
Man,
was getting.
it's so good. It is
Yeah.
so good. I would
We
strongly
couldn't because
recommend.
we were drunk.
Yeah.
I think I was getting married. That was
I
my.
was drunk.
Yeah,
was there.
that was it. Yeah. Yeah. I
Eddie's
was drunk
drunk
at
a
his
lot.
wedding.
Oh, there you go. So in terms of Long Road Festival, how was that? You know, was that? Did you say it was this year, last year?
It was. Oh, that's a good question. I think it was the year before last, if I'm remembering correctly. Honestly, I forget years. Don't ask me about years. But yeah, it was maybe a couple of years ago now. It was awesome. We played the front porch stage, which is one of the smaller stages. And I remember before going on stage, I realized that we were on the same time as the headliners, and the headliners that year were Blackberry Smoke.
Oh wow!
And I was gutted for two reasons. Firstly, I really wanted to see a Blackberry Smoke.
Yeah.
And the second reason, I was like, well, no one's going to be here because we're on at the same time as Blackberry Smoke. But actually, again, it was much like the Black Deer stage that we played the year before, I think, where we weren't expecting anyone to turn up, and there were about 1,000 people in that small stage area. So again, for us, it was another like huge deal for us. Another like big door opener. And yeah, it was awesome. We would love to go back to that festival, actually.
Well, if they're listening, get Eddy Smith back on, and yeah, we'll come along too and have a few beers. That sounds like like a day out, doesn't it? Or weekend.
That was awesome. I'm there.
So apart from those two, yeah, exactly. So apart from those two festivals, mate, what have been your favourite venues to play, whether it's in the UK or elsewhere?
Good question. Favourite venues to play? I'd have to say the Jazz Cafe in London has been the biggest one. We did a headline show there. Again, I think it was last year. It's hard to keep track, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. We did the Jazz Cafe, and that was awesome. Like full band headline show. It was, I think, like pretty much sold out, and it just felt amazing. That's such an iconic venue, one that, you know, when you're starting out, you think, oh, one day we'll get to headline this venue, right? And then we did, and it was awesome. Another one would have to be the Camden Club, which is in Camden, as well as the Jazz Cafe. We did our album launch there, and that was sold out, and that was an awesome event, just because it was launching the album. We had all of our vinyl there, which for the first time we'd been selling vinyl, which we'd not done before, so that was a really cool thing. And it was just a great celebration of like finally releasing an album that we were very proud of, and so that was a lot of fun. And another favourite venue, I would have to say, is the Islington Assembly Hall in London, because we supported two bands there very early on in our careers. We supported a band called The Milk, who were like a British like soul blues band, absolutely awesome. And then this year we supported JJ Gray and Mofro. If you guys know them, they're an American. They're from Florida, I believe, but they're like just an app. Like they're one of our biggest influences as a band. Like always have been at least for the last decade. They're just like soul, blues, like Americana, just a really cool band. And we got to support them, earlier this year, and it was awesome. It was such a full circle moment for us.
Yeah.
We've been listening to these guys for years. Like driving around in like a little mini tour van, like in 2015, listening to JJ Gray and Mofro, and then one day we get the call to support them at the Islington Assembly Hall in London. So that was really cool. And the last one would be the Birmingham Symphony Hall, where I supported George Thorogood and the Destroyers. That was really cool.
Awesome.
So that was one of the like biggest venues I've played. But yeah, that was awesome too. And I'm sure there are others.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. And yeah, we'll have to check those guys out. We're not too familiar with Yeah, the second one you mentioned, but yeah, it was certainly put out on our list to listen to. George Thorogood
Yeah,
must have
you'll
been
love
very
him.
cool to
Oh,
support.
it was so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was awesome.
he's
Just
a
to get to
legend.
see George Thorogood. To be honest, I got free
Exactly.
tickets. That's what I was stoked about that.
Happy days, mate. Last question from me before I hand back to Ronnie. But we like to talk about the grassroots scene. I mean, that's what we're all about. We're a community-based podcast, whether it's UK, America, whatever it is. You know, we like to provide that platform, talk about the music, and see what we can do. But in terms of being an independent artist yourself, I mean, what is it like in terms of the kind of workload? Guessing you do everything yourself, or do you get some help from people? You know, what's that like? You know, what do you like doing, and what don't you like doing?
So I will start with what I don't like doing, because I was thinking about this today when I was doing it. I hate doing logistics, planning logistics, and I'm terrible at it, and that's why I don't like it. If I'm bad at something, I don't like doing it. So, but basically, in answer to your question, yes, I do everything myself. Currently, I'm hoping that might hopefully change. I might have some help hopefully in next year. But for me, yeah, planning logistics, like organizing 5-6 people to get to a gig venue 300 miles away, and being responsible for that is an absolute pain in the ass. It really is. It's a nightmare. To the point where we had our first ever European tour. We toured Spain earlier this year in May, and I was in charge of everything. Right, I had to I had to rent the van for the periods. I had to book the Eurotunnel. I had to pay for all the road tolls and the fuel, and I had to organize all of my finances, so I had enough there ready to go. And I did everything correctly, apart from on the way back, when we were driving back from Spain to Calais to get the Eurotunnel back to the UK. I realized when we were about half an hour away that I'd booked the right day but the wrong month. So just stupid things like that, where I make these silly mistakes where I overlook something. And I'd been so careful to get everything else right, and I was typing in everyone's passport details, spelling their names correctly and their passport numbers, and I booked the wrong date home. Yeah, so I mean that's what I hate. I hate being the guy responsible for dates, because it's annoying. But what I like doing, I mean, really, I'm sure it goes without saying, but I love doing the creative stuff, because as well as writing music, I produce our albums as well, and I mix them, and I love doing that. I love the creative aspect of it, of just bringing everything together and taking this song idea from nothing to being like a fully finished production.
Yeah,
that's my favorite thing, and I wish that I could just do that all the time and not have to worry about booking vans and Eurotunnels, because honestly, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. I leave all the logistics and stuff to Ronnie when we go anywhere, because you're good at it.
You're exactly the same. We're like two separate. So TJ does all the editing and the media things and all that sort of stuff. I'm a logistics man. It's like a military operation for me. But yeah, it's pretty good sharing that. But I get it.
Yeah. I float around like a ghost, is what you told me last
Non-existent.
time.
Yeah. You might as well just be a bag of air. It just sits there. Yeah.
Fine by me.
But you're good in other ways. You're very good at the other stuff. So.
I appreciate it.
This isn't a podcast about you, is it?
Well, maybe it should be. There you go.
Move on.
That's what my band are. They're great at playing their instruments. And I love them for that. But anything else, they're not going to hear this, are they?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Ronnie, I'm going to let you have a little chat now, mate. It's
well, thank you. Now that you've asked half my questions, it's all good. Eddy, I wanted to talk to you. I know you mentioned about doing your originals, and you normally it was about doing covers, trying to get a band together to do some wedding covers and all that sort of stuff. And you talked about the originals, and I think there's something that's very, very close to what I've seen recently in the UK sort of, I hate calling it music scene. It's like the scene. It's not. It's like an environment. You call it a scene all the time, and it really irritates me. TJ, not Eddy. But I think when we've drunkenly toured around the UK and gone to some of the venues, and the majority of people that you see are all doing covers, and that's not because they want to do the covers. It's because they think that's the best thing to do to build their fan base, to build the people looking at them. And a lot of the venues will tell them not to do it. For example, I went to a venue the other night, I think it's called Mad Squirrel or something. Mad Squirrel. It's like their own brewery.
Oh
type
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. There's one.
There's
one
really good.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
a great brewery. They do a cracking pint of Guinness called their own make called Mad Squirrel. It's really good.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's called anyway. I can't remember what it's called. Really good pint of Guinness anyway. But there was a solo artist in there playing an acoustic set, doing all covers. But he smashed the place. It was just unreal, right? And I said, why are you not playing any originals? Because I'm nosy and I've had a couple of beers, and I'm going to ask you, why are you not playing any originals? Why are you? He said, well, I've got loads of originals. And I'm just going to give him a shout out here because I thought he was amazing. His name was Jacob. And he's released some artists. He was an incredible artist, but the venue told him, don't play your own stuff. Don't play originals. You do the covers, keep everybody happy, keep them singing, and then go home. And he was like, look, I'm not going to argue with it because they're going to pay me a fortune to be here, and I'll play as many covers as they want all night. So I just wanted to know from your point of view, what's it been like? What's the environment like? What's the UK scene like?
It's mostly like that. Like my living, my bread and butter is doing exactly that. It is going to pubs, clubs, bars, or weddings, for example, where you play songs that people want to know. Obviously, I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to do that kind of stuff anymore, because I want to just be playing my own songs, and I'd like to be known for just playing my own songs. But in the meantime, I do just have to kind of knuckle down and play Mr. Brightside and Valerie and Wonderwall and Sweet Caroline, all that kind of stuff. Because that's when you're doing a gig at a pub, I suppose, like Mad Squirrel or a bar, or you're playing a wedding. Like, people aren't there necessarily to see you; they're just there by chance, and you're booked as the entertainer, and you have to perform songs that they know and that they like and that they can respond to. Like, I often do gigs where I take requests, and I say, like, what songs you want to hear. Someone will be like, do you know Walking in Memphis by Mark Conn? I'll be like, yes, I know that one, and I'll play it. And I make it fun. I make sure that I enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, to be fair. Like, most of the time I enjoy it. There are some gigs that you play like that and that they could feel a little dry, but mostly I enjoy it. And but I would love to get to the point where I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that is kind of what keeps me afloat. I see that as my 9 to 5, right? So, like, some guys, like in my band, and I know a lot of musicians and artists in general will just have a 9 to 5, whether it's like an office job or work in a bar or a supermarket or something. They'll do something to keep them afloat, and then they'll pursue like their own music in their own time. And that's kind of the way that I see it, where I gig like 3 to 4 nights a week, sometimes 5 nights a week. And most of those gigs are just that, exactly that, playing covers. You're entertaining a crowd. But then I'll have 1 or 2 a month where it's not that, and I get to play my own music, and that's what I live for. That's what I'm striving for.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope to be being able to make a living off in the near future, is just doing my own music.
Eddy, we have no doubt that you will be doing that very, very soon with the stuff you've put out already. Like we said, you're on here tonight with us. It's a pleasure talking to you, but people need to go and listen to you. They need to go and listen to your original stuff. And that's what it's about. I think there's a lot of times we've been around different venues. It's so going back to the 80s and 90s, my dad used to be in an Irish band, and he used to have the regulars turning up, and I used to call them the Gold and Silver Shoe Crew, because it was the same people that used to dress up to the nines in all their Irish stuff or their country gear and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when we've been to venues, it's a bit like that now, really. I mean, I love that because people feel comfortable doing that. And once on a blue moon, you get a country night. But every venue we've been to that we're not seeing a specific artist, and there's new talent up there, they're all playing covers. And they don't do any original songs. And we're like, come on, like, we want to hear it. And it doesn't give, I don't think venues give that platform for people to push that out. So what I'm going to say to you, Eddie, is if I gave you a magic wand now, what would you change about the UK music scene?
It's a very good question. And
you haven't heard that before.
That would change depending on what day it is. But if I could change anything about the UK music industry, honestly, I don't know. I feel like it would be the consumer's sort of obsession with celebrities. I feel like this, and I don't want to be harsh to anybody because people like what they like, and that's totally cool.
Yeah.
But I feel as though it's very difficult. You see a lot of independent artists struggling to sell tickets to their shows. And you see a lot of these A-list, household names sell out instantly. Like it's impossible to get tickets to go and see X, Y, and Z because they're already sold out. And I don't think that it's a quality thing. It's not a their music is better than their music. It's you've heard of them and you've seen them on TikTok and you've seen them on YouTube and you've seen them on TV and you've heard them on the radio. And so I want to go and see them because they're famous, but I'm not going to give these artists a chance because they're not famous. And whether that, I mean, to be honest, it's not the fault of the consumer. Let's be honest. People just, they like what they like. Right. And that's totally fair enough. It's like food. It's like, I don't really like broccoli all that much, but I love to eat a steak. So it's taste, and, but I wish that the consumer would see value in grassroots music because I think all the power lies with the consumer. Like at any point, the consumer can say no to this, no to AI music, for example. They can walk away, and that leaves the people making AI music, for example, completely powerless.
Yeah,
and it puts all the power in the hands of the artists, the independent artists, the grassroots artists that are actually out there doing it and making it. So yeah, no, I think I would love for the consumer, the average consumer, and I know that there are so many people that do appreciate it, and that they're the people that come to the gigs and like start podcasts like you guys, because you guys are out here actually trying to like give a platform to independent artists like us, which is amazing. And I just wish more people would jump on board with that and realize where music comes from and value the artists doing this, because everyone that they've ever heard of, your Taylor Swifts, your Ed Sheerans, your Oasis, whatever, like they all started somewhere and they got to where they were because people supported them early on. And I feel like it's no different now. It's the same thing. There are great artists out there whose music a lot of people would love if they discovered it, if they gave it a chance. So yeah, I think that's the one thing I'd change. I would try to turn the consumers' heads more towards the grassroots music scene because I think that they would find something that they loved there.
Yeah. And we would totally agree with that. I think we've stayed up many a night over a bottle of whiskey talking about this, especially in the UK, because we saw how different my God, I can't talk now. We've seen how different it is over in Texas. We were lucky enough to go over there, whereas a lot of the artists aren't lucky enough to go over there and see that and sort of get on that platform. I think just one more thing to add into that. We've talked about it numerous times around some of the venues. I find it more and more that it's a gimmick pop-up venue. It's like 1 minute they're a bingo hall, next minute they're promoting R&B, and the next minute they're... And I know it's trying to get the business and they're trying to keep themselves afloat and everything else, but they do a pop-up country night one night. They praise everybody. Oh, it's incredible. We're supporting country music. That's it. It's gone. And then they won't come back for another year. And you're like, what are you doing? You know, and that's a bar. That's that's one of the most infuriating things. And that's the places that bring everybody together. They travel from all over the UK to come to this venue because it's supposed to be a big night. And that's the venue to push your soul, you know, your original music.
Yeah.
But it's never done. And I don't understand it. But anyway, not I'm slagging off any venues, but get a grip of yourselves. What's the matter with you? Jeff, you're a bastard.
Jeff runs the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff the Bastard coming out 2026.
Jeff the Bastard. Anyway, right. We're going to do a bit of a game now. Eddie, do you want to play a game?
Yeah,
Would you
sounds
like to
good.
play a game? Good. Right. TJ, we're going to play a different song this time. So normally we do the banjos.
Okay.
But we've got an extra special game tonight, and it's called the Rugged Revival True or False British Pie and Mash version, which is available in all good toy stores for this Christmas.
Okay.
Yes. Well, it will be if you pay me. The third song that I sent you.
I was going to say, you're going to have to be specific. Oh, I'll give it a go. Oh, got to press play.
Yes, this is the Rugged Revival True or False British Pie and Mash game. So I'm going to ask you a set of questions, and then Eddie, I'll come to you first, true or false, and then TJ, I'll come to you. This is most of the people. Sorry, I'm losing my voice now. Excuse me. Right, I'll try that again. So most of the people have won against TJ because TJ is just not very good at it.
Oh, no.
Or I fiddle the numbers, whichever. It's fixed. It's nothing. Right. So question number one. Traditional London pie and mash shops are most closely associated with the East End of London. Answer true or false, Eddie?
True.
TJ?
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
That'll be a false from you. The mash in traditional pie and mash usually has the potato skins left on and the herbs mixed in. Eddie, true or false?
Wait, could you repeat the question, please?
Okay. The mash in traditional pie and mash usually has the potato skins left on and herbs mixed in.
I'm gonna say true.
TJ?
False. Just to be different.
Yeah, just to be awkward.
My
Traditional...
fiancé is looking at me shaking her head. I think I got that wrong. I feel like she knows that.
I hate to tell you, but you did get it wrong. Yeah. Anyway, scores at the end, please, Eddie. Traditional liquor served with pie and mash usually contains alcohol. True or false, Eddie?
Oh, he's getting some help now. He's cheating.
TJ?
I'm going to say false. Because Eddie's missus said false.
Pie and mash shops became popular partly because they offered cheap, regulated hot food to working people. Answer true or false? Eddie, sorry.
True.
TJ?
False.
I'm going to go away from pie and mash for a minute. Fish and chips became especially popular in Britain during World Wars because it was cheap, filling meal that was not rationed. True or false? Fish and chips became especially popular. Yeah.
That sounds false to me, yeah.
TJ?
I'm going to go true. I want to win this one.
Interesting. A traditional Sunday roast in the UK is usually served with Yorkshire pudding, no matter what the meat is used. True or false?
True. Always have a Yorkshire.
Yeah.
TJ?
It should be true. I'm going to say true, but my boys do not like Yorkshire puddings, and that's a disgrace.
Heathens. Yeah.
I may kick them out of the house for that.
So what are you saying, true or false?
True. I can't remember what the question was. True. I just got really angry about Yorkshire puddings all of a sudden.
Really angry. So angry.
We do, don't we? We love our Yorkshires.
Oh,
yeah.
Big Yorkshire.
The Cornish pasty was originally designed so miners could hold the thick pastry crust and dirty hands and with dirty hands and throw that part away. So the Cornish pasty was originally designed so miners could hold the thick crusty Oh my God. Pastry crust with dirty hands and throw that part away. Is it true or false?
That
Eddy.
to me sounds so ridiculous that it could be true. So I'm going to go for true.
TJ.
I'm going to go false.
Last two. Bangers and mash. It gets its name from sausages sometimes bursting or banging when they were cooking. Answer true or false, Eddy?
I'm going to go true. Because there's that nursery rhyme about the sausages that go bang. That's my logic. That's where I'm going with it.
I like it.
I don't know why.
You'll have to sing that for us later. TJ, true or false?
I'll say true because my wife sometimes buys the really cheap sausages that do explode because they're just full of crap and water. So I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. I only like Irish sausages, mate.
Yeah.
Last question. A ploughman's lunch is a medieval meal that has been eaten in exactly the same way ever since. Answer true or false, Eddy?
I'm going to think about this. A ploughman's lunch, medieval meal.
That has been eaten in exactly the same way ever since.
I mean, I want to say false, but then I think it's something so ridiculous that it could be true. So I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say false.
TJ?
Yeah, false. Well, they eat in Branston pickle in medieval days. I don't believe it.
All right.
Yeah, like in the jars.
I know, yeah. Sounds odd, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I do like a ploughman's, though. It's nice.
Yeah,
I love ploughman's. Thick, extra mature cheddar. Anyway, question number one. The answer is true. Traditional London pie and mash shops are most closely associated with the East End of London. Bow Bells, true. The mash in traditional pie mash usually has the potato skins left on and herbs mixed in. The answer is false. Traditional liquor served with pie mash usually contains alcohol. No, it doesn't. It is a parsley sauce, not booze. Pie and mash shops became popular partly because they offered cheap, regulated hot food to working people. The answer is true. Fish and chips became especially popular in Britain during the World Wars because it was a cheap filling meal that was not rationed. The answer is true. A traditional Sunday roast in the UK is usually served with Yorkshire pudding, no matter what the meat is used. Answer is false. Traditionally with roast beef, though people bend the rules now. The Cornish pasty was originally designed so miners could hold the thick pastry crust. Do you know how difficult that is to say? With dirty hands and throw that part away. It's true. They used to hold the big pastry bit.
I think I said true, didn't I?
Yeah, I reckon you did.
Oh,
Bangers. Listen, the answer's here. I've written them down. Bangers and mash gets its name from sausages sometimes bursting or banging when they were cooked. The answer is true. And a ploughman's lunch is a medieval meal that has been eaten exactly the same way ever since. Answer is false. The named meal is mostly a 20th century pub marketing idea. Yeah. So, I can't remember where the drums are, but anyway. The winner is, of course, it's going to be Eddy. Well done, Eddy. You've won the Rugged Revival Pie and Mash specialist quiz, pub quiz tonight.
Well done. You win.
Congratulations.
Nothing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, he loves doing that. You've won absolutely nothing.
I've won nothing before, so to win nothing this time is still great.
Play it, TJ. Play it.
Hold on.
Nice to see you.
Hold on. I've got too many
so
things.
Useless for this. What's the matter? You're supposed to be professional.
Nice to see you. To see you.
Bit of Brucey F.
Yeah, you play that to the Americans and like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking about? I said
What did he say, man?
He's a hero. That man is a hero. Right, that's it. On that one, I've lost my place. I don't know. No, I've got a couple more questions, but they're a bit personal. So I'm going to go for it anyway. If you're not comfortable with answering it, then don't. So the first one, we've talked about mental health a lot on the podcast. It's such an important subject. I find it incredibly important for everybody that we speak to, including a lot of the artists that we've been on the road with, but also that we've interviewed on here. And over the last couple of months, we had Men's Mental Health Month in the UK. But we understand the industry can take a hit on artists sometimes and their friends. How do you keep your head in check? How do you look after your mental health? If you wouldn't mind sharing with us.
I try to take as many breaks as I can. I find that I get at least in the past, I get very burnt out if I'm gigging 6-7 nights a week, or not even just gigging, but if I have so much stuff on, if it's like I have to record an album for myself or for other clients, because I session as well. I make sure that I give myself regular breaks where I try to give myself weekends, basically. Obviously not actual weekends, because the weekends I'm always gigging, but I'll find, like, 2 consecutive days as often as I can where I say I'm not doing anything these days. I'm not going to work. I'm going to treat it like a weekend. I'm going to, binge Stranger Things on Netflix, for example, or, or just play some video games, or see some friends, have a catch up. And I look forward to those days where I have nothing on. Because I think I get quite anxious if I don't do something. If I have a day where I think, I need to do this today, and I don't do it, rather than feel refreshed, I feel guilty. I feel I should have like tried to make some money today. I should have done this. I should have replied to that email. I should have done this. So I basically just kind of designate myself a couple of days a week where I do nothing, and it's okay to do nothing. It's just have some time off. I'll have those 2 days, and then I'll get back to it, the next day, the day after. And I try not to get too bogged down with the whole, I have to be working every day, doing something productive every day. Sometimes it is okay to just veg out and do nothing and relax and, have a nice time, enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Perfect advice. And looking after yourself, it's the number one priority. We've said it before. We'll say it over and over again. If anybody is struggling at all, reach out to us. Reach out to, to any of us, really. Anybody that's on the platform. And if you need anything, just please just shout. But the more you shout, the more help you get. And it's so important to do that and look after yourself. And like you said, it's okay to do nothing. It's okay to just veg out, to chill out, and and take a break from it all, because everybody's life is very busy. We've all got day jobs. So
absolutely.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And I want to.
There's a couple of.
About reaching out as well. That I think that is so important, especially with men. I don't think we do that enough, and I think that so many of us are willing to listen. So many more than what people realize are willing to actually have that conversation with someone if they need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Absolutely agree. Even TJ will talk to you.
Apart from TJ.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah.
Don't talk to me. It might not help.
I've just got a few odd questions to ask you, really, and I've asked this to artists all over the place where we've met them. But why do you play to crowds? Why do you play to people? Why do you go to the gigs? Why do you play there? And what does it make you feel like afterwards?
Well, that's a very good question. I think it was something that I did when I was a kid. I think I kind of caught the bug, if that's the right saying. When I was like at school and I played probably like the school summer concert, I'd have been like 13, 14. And I just really enjoyed it. I got such a rush from it. That's what I wanted to do. I was like, this is it. I want to like play music to people. This is what I want to do with my life. And also, of course, performing music, from a practical point of view, that is also like how you make money as a musician these days. Is you just gigs are like the main source of income for artists these days. So I guess partly the fact that I love it, another part the fact that it pays my bills. Combine those two together, I play gigs.
It's a dream. It's a dream come true. There you go.
But no, I love it. I enjoy making people happy, and I feel like people when they see us play, whether it's at a pub or at a festival or whatever, like people always, they have a good time, and if they've had a hard week at work and they want to let loose to some music, and we can be the ones to help, I'm all for it.
Yeah. And you can see it. I mean, we see it a mile away a lot of the time where, you can really tell it's ingrained in people when that you're made to do that. That's exactly what you should be doing. You're made to be there. That's where your spotlight is, and you should go for it. And and people will see it from this. Even just speaking to you, you're so passionate about it. But I'll leave all the nice comments to the end. So we've got an exclusive playlist for our podcast guests. So anybody that might not have listened to you, could you choose 2 songs of yours that you would like us to add to the exclusive playlist to really showcase you and what you do?
Oh, okay. Well, I think the first one would be Lovesick. That was one of the surprise songs that did really well for us without expecting. I know it's a cliche, but that was one of the songs that almost didn't make it on the album. I know that every artist says that, right? It's like a yawn thing. But genuinely, it didn't. We recorded it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I might just cut it. Put something else in instead. I'm glad I didn't cut it. So yeah, Lovesick would be one. And the other one, can I ask the missus what she thinks? What second song do you think should be on the recommended?
Live version of Middle of Nowhere.
Oh, the live? Okay, so a Middle of Nowhere live.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
Middle of Nowhere was one of the first songs that we ever released as a band. It was on our 2019 EP. And then, was it this year? It was this year or last year? Last year we released a live version of that at the Fiddler's Elbow in London. Yeah, we released a live version of Middle of Nowhere. So that's our latest release actually to this date until we release some more stuff. But yeah, Middle of Nowhere live at the Fiddler's Elbow in London. That would be my second
Brilliant.
one, because I actually was really proud of how that came out. So
if you had a third one, I would probably request Down to the River.
Oh, that's from the archives. That one.
Now we have a row about this every podcast because I'm like, oh, give him another one, and he goes, no,
the world's longest playlist.
2. Yeah, his longest playlist. But I love Down to the River. It gives me vibes around. Do you remember Legend, the film? By Tom Hardy. That sort of soul vibes, the music, I love that. That's as soon as that starts, that gives me them vibes, and I love it.
Oh, really?
Amazing. We need to remove that music and put yours in there.
Put it back in our set list now.
You've got to do it. Yeah, you've got to do it. Thank you for that. That's brilliant. And TJ will definitely add them on. So I know TJ mentioned it earlier when he was asking all my questions that I had in my list. But when we started this podcast, it's a community. We're trying to build a community up and trying to give everybody a platform to give them a bit of a shout out. People that don't normally get shouted out, people that don't normally get recognised. Is there anybody emerging UK artists or talent that you've seen that you want to give a shout out on here, just to give them a bit of a nod? Or not, actually. If you don't want to, you don't have to say anything. But
no,
if you, no, absolutely no one.
Yes. Let me take a second. There are so many artists that I've worked with over the years in recent times that blow me away. The first one that I would say would be a guy called Robert J. Hunter. He is he's mostly known for his blues, blues sound, but he's his latest record that I'm playing keys on his record. Actually, I play keys in his band. In fact, we've been friends for a very long time. But he is. I'm not just saying it because he's a mate, but he is a phenomenal artist, incredible songwriter. His latest record is a lot more sort of like Bruce Springsteen kind of sounding, like storytelling. It's really good. So I would definitely check him out and his latest stuff that he's got coming out. Robert J. Hunter. Another guy would be someone called Ed Tattersall, who, again, I met him a couple of years ago. We played a songwriters night together. And it's not just because we share the same first name that I like him. His music is really good. So yeah, I would check him out. Robert J. Hunter, Ed Tattersall, Jack Francis. You probably already know Jack Francis.
Not familiar, no.
Again, amazing artist. Jack. Oh, you know Jack Browning. You've had him
Yeah.
on the podcast, haven't you?
Yeah.
Know Jack Browning. There's so many others.
That's perfect. So 3 of them, you've heard it here. Go and give them a follow. Go and give them a listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, go and see what they do. Go and see their talent.
I'll email you guys a list of others as well if you want some more.
Yeah, do.
Yeah, and we'll see. Like, there are so many that I honestly, off the top of my, Will Poyer is another one. A guy called William Poyer.
Okay.
Just wicked singer-songwriter. I think you guys really dig his stuff. It's all like that kind of Americana, like blues, soul, folk,
awesome,
all of that genre.
Yeah,
well, they're all based in the UK as well.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do a bit of a deep dive from UK artists for a change. And yeah, if you've got a list to email, we'll certainly, take stock of that and pump as much out as we can. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Eddie, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm going to hand over to TJ because I know he's got his little special thing that he does there. But
sounds honest, doesn't it?
It's been it does. Yeah, his little special thing.
My little special thing.
Should have realised what I was saying then. But anyway, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'll speak to you in a minute. Well, TJ,
likewise.
Yeah. We're obviously a very serious podcast, as you've come to know us tonight.
This has been
mate.
Chaotic.
And the fact that you've had a drink or two, I don't know, maybe that's your first glass, Eddie, but maybe you'll be interested in playing a second game. Would you be up for that, mate?
A second game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So this is the one. This is the world famous game. I add. It's been played by artists around the world. It's everyone's favorite game.
Aretha Franklin.
Who's played it?
It hasn't.
Is she alive?
No.
Anyway, so this is called. I've had to rephrase it because last time I called it the Kiss game, and the last guest got a bit worried.
Play the Kiss game with me.
Well, I'm we're online. I can't do anything to you, but so we're going to call it the Prince Challenge. Actually, oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So this is actually called the Prince Challenge.
Okay.
So if you're not familiar with it, I'll do a really bad explanation, and then Ronnie will do a demonstration first, and then we'll hand over to you, mate. So I've said this a number of times on the podcast. I was listening to Prince Kiss because I was going down a Prince rabbit hole and listening to his tunes, and he's amazing. I love Prince, but Kiss just made me laugh. It's just a hilarious song. The intro,
it's so funny.
Oh, it is. The intro's great, and he goes a bit crazy towards the end. I'm like, who would get away with that? So I thought the opening of Kiss would be a good game to play, particularly with artists who are obviously good at singing and perhaps mimicking other people. So I'll get to the point. If I play you the original of Kiss, I'll play you my version. Ronnie maybe will do a quick version, and then we'll see what you can do. So let's do it. So this is the original of Kiss. Absolute tune. So I thought, I'm pretty good at singing, just an amazing artist. This is my version. So you probably think that's the original, but actually, it's me. So Ronnie, do you want to come and demonstrate? You've normally got a bit of a vocal warm up. So you've done this a few times there, Ronnie. So you should be absolutely perfect in doing it. So after 3, 1, 2. Oh, you put some more effort into it this time.
I did. Like that. I'm getting better now.
So Eddie, I think you can smash this, mate.
Yeah.
We're looking for style, accuracy, tone, pitch. I think we're scoring it at 5. I'm just making it up, but
okay.
Are you up for it, mate?
Yeah, why not?
Right. Let's do it after 3. Are your vocals warmed up? Are you sufficiently ready?
Oh, la, 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 la. Yeah, okay.
Stunning.
Good.
Right,
I'm
after
good.
3. 1, 2. That was good. Pretty good, mate. Yeah,
that was good.
I don't know if you beat Corey Michael, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if I got the original vibe.
It's hard.
I mean, feel free if you want to do it again. Corey had quite a few tries, so
while the missus is watching you.
Yeah,
no, she is. She's judging.
You.
Judging.
Well,
She is
there you go. Look,
contemplating whether or not she wants to actually get married anymore. I can see that.
well, thanks for playing along, mate. That's obviously one of our favourite games. But yeah, I think we'll do a roundup at the end of the year of the best ones, and we'll
I love that.
We'll feature you high up on there, mate, because you're a fellow Englishman too. So there you go.
Absolutely.
So we've got a few more questions, mate, because I can imagine you want to get to your evening and chill out. But in terms of looking ahead, in terms of the rest of this year and going into next, have you got a few goals in mind that you want to achieve? Anything outstanding in particular that you want to do?
Well, the most important thing would be finishing this album and getting the next one out. And that's it. I know that we've already got a lot in the pipeline for next year. We've got a couple of European tours. We are doing quite a few UK festivals next year. I forget which ones I'm allowed to announce, but we're booked for quite a few festivals, which is great. So we're going to be busy. Providing we can get this album out next year, there will hopefully be like a little UK tour as well. So basically next year we're going to be busy. We're going to be working a lot, gigging a lot, releasing music, and yeah, that's it really. That's all there really is to it. I think we just want to keep putting music out there, and we want to just keep writing and releasing stuff, because that's what we love doing.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
that's the right way to do it, mate.
Keep doing that. Yeah,
keep creating, keep making, keep putting it out there, mate. That's what you got to do. But so we normally ask the kind of flip side of this in terms of the American artists. Have they got aspirations to come here and play? You mentioned Europe. Have you ever been to the USA to play music? Any aspirations to go out there and do some work?
We went to the US a long time ago. I think 2015 we did that. But again, it was we were kids. It wasn't like a proper thing. But yes, we would love to get out to the States and play some like proper shows, like real festivals and things like that. It's if we can make that work, we would be all there for it. I know that we've got like fans in the US that would like us to come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just finding the right opportunity and making it work. Weirdly, we get a lot of emails asking us to come over to America and like play festivals in like Colorado or like Minnesota or like Los Angeles, and then
fantastic.
But it's because they think we're from America, and then I tell them that we can do it, but you're gonna have to pay for our flights, and then they're just like, "Yo, don't worry about it,
you
man.
Don't hear back.
Don't worry about that. Like, never mind."
Yeah, it is expensive, mate, and it's on the flip reverse for the guys coming here. The same logistical issues. A lot of them tour on their own. Acoustic sets, single sets, because bringing a whole band is just, as you rightly know, a logistical nightmare and cost a fortune. But hopefully you get over there, mate. I think we need more UK people repping. I know Jab Browning's been out to Kentucky a number of times, maybe even Texas.
He has.
So he's doing really well, man. But
so he should.
Yeah, absolutely. He's an awesome dude and love his music. Yeah. So it's exciting to watch that. But I think your music would go down really well in Texas. There's a lot of soulful acts that way, country soul, Americana. Some of the bars that we went to when we were on our work kind of tour was amazing. The dive bars, the Green Hall was incredible. I could see you playing.
We played Green Hall.
Oh, did you?
We actually played that. That's one of the places we played in 2015. We were like we weren't on the big stage.
Incredible.
We were like on the floor.
Yes.
And it was, I can't remember like what it was for, but it was awesome. It was so much fun.
It's like a big open barn, isn't it? Yeah.
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 It's amazing.
It was so much fun. Yeah, that was one of our 2015 jaunts.
Oh, there you go then. You've got stripes already, mate. I think it's the world's oldest dance hall.
I remember it being something like that.
Yeah, we need your picture up on the wall because they've got a Hall of Fame as well. So we need you should be up there,
They've
mate.
Got everyone up there. They've got like Garth Brooks and
we've got the most important question before we sign off is, what are you doing for Christmas? What's going on this year, mate?
Well, you'll have to ask my fiance what we're doing for Christmas. I have no idea. We're going to Gemma's parents on Christmas Day. So we're spending Christmas Day there, and then we're going to my parents on Boxing Day. Then we're spending the day there. They live a bit further away, so we're there for a couple of days. We're there for 3 days. And then New Year's, we're just going to have a quiet one. Oh, we're going to watch Stranger Things. New Year's,
nice.
we're watching Stranger Things.
Good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't make those plans, but those plans
You'll be
have been
there.
made, and I'm all for it. Yeah.
You will be there.
Sounds like fun. Well, thank you very much, mate. Ronnie,
Thank you for having me.
over to you, mate.
Eddie, this is the point that I get to say some really nice things about you, but do you know what? I've got lots to say, but people will see how incredible you are and what personality you are just by watching this. So thank you for joining us on tonight on the Rugger Revival. You are so humble, enthusiastic, and a total gentleman. A talented producer and an artist, and we wish you all the very best. You're the kind of artist people want to succeed, not just because of the music, but because of who you are, and we mean that from the bottom of our hearts. You've been a total laugh tonight. Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for putting up with our horrific sense of humour. Thank you, Gemma, for joining in at the quiz, sitting behind. Much appreciated. And let me know if you want me to do your wedding vows. More than happy to assist because of my, what I can put together. So what we normally do is we do a bit of a toast at the end. TJ wets himself normally because I normally mess it up, but we're going to try it. And I'm not drunk this time. I'm sober, I think. Anyway, so if you'd like to raise a glass, we're going to do a toast to the grit, the grind, and to the revival. And thanks for joining us. Cheers, Eddie.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much for having me. Absolute pleasure.